just gonna warm the back up. Get a good squeeze through the rhomboids, also the lats, keeping the shoulders down as much as possible. Making sure that the midsection's in very tight. It's always about the details. Not everybody's made for bench pressing with the bar. I'm going to do some, but not a lot. So mostly dumbbells and machine today. So go through a second set of lat pull downs, and you'll kind of see too. I'm not going to really give myself that much of a break. I like to work my cardio as well. So as I go through this lat pull down, I want to feel everything working on the back side. Keep me kind of solid. Chest up high. Our back side working, getting the blood flow through it. So now I want to start with the chest, a little warm up over here. So we'll start with the machine. One good thing about being actually bodybuilding or being a bodybuilder is that I can get very focused on what I want to do. Bodybuilding is really about sculpting the body, so it's about making certain muscles bigger, making your waist appear small or whatever it is. But the good thing about bodybuilding is that I can do this at the same time, get myself in shape, so cardiovascular wise. So that's what I'm doing right now. Making the muscles grow, focused on one particular part of the body, cardiovascular, your heart gets in shape at the same time, and you get the benefit of both. So it's a great thing to do rather than just going into the gym and working out. And I tell people all the time, I say, when you go into the gym, are you going in there just to work out, just to say you worked out, or actually going to go in there and make some kind of progress some way, somehow? So that's the key. Maybe one more set of just kind of feeling the weight, and then we'll get a little heavy. So guarantee you right now, this is like 3 o'clock in the morning, my shirt is tucked in. By the end of the workout, my shirt would be out. I'll probably look a little, my hair would be wild. Yeah. What I had to eat this morning? The answer is nothing. Yes, I do train most of the time in a fasted state, so I think I had my last meal about 8 o'clock last night. It's about 3:30 in the morning right now, so I have not had anything to eat since then. But my meal before, or at 8 o'clock, was to prepare for today, and that's how every single meal should be, especially when this is going to be one of your targets or one of your main goals, to be healthy, get in shape, build muscle mass, or whatever it is. You must make sure that you prepare your meals. The meal that you have before your workout is very, very important. So just kind of keep that in mind as you're training toward your goal. Right. So the first set that I do, completely different exercise. So I'm gonna go just a little lighter, just to make sure that I get a feel for the weight. Every gym that you go to, the benches are different, the dumbbells are different, the atmosphere is different. So here, I'll start off with 70s and on this incline, and kind of get a feel for it, and then I can progress up and get a little heavier. So there we go. Felt, which is great. So now we're going to progress up a little bit. Let's have a little break first and some water.
Are you doing a flat bench also, or more
We're gonna do
incline?
Focus more on the incline today.
Okay.
We're gonna do like just a couple sets of flat, but just a couple. But we have 2 more sets here to do with the incline. And if you notice on that set I only did 6. That's because the 90 pounds felt pretty good, and I'm not gonna waste my energy on 90 pounds when I go up a little bit higher, and I'm gonna kick the reps back up to about 7 or 8, possibly even 10. So it's one thing about it, you never wanna, especially if your goal is to gain muscle mass, get warmed up, but don't waste your time on lighter weight. Go as heavy as you can, safely, and spend your energy there rather than spending your time on lighter weight. Again, that felt pretty good. So the importance, again, of warming up your upper back before you start is when you're going through the range of motion, you can actually feel your shoulder blades come together in the back. And for the most part, you want to keep them there. There will be a certain time that will separate a little bit, but the more that you can keep your shoulder blades together in the back, the more stable you will be through your range of motion. So the chest remains dominant, your back is a stabilizer, as well as your shoulders. Chest is dominant, of course your triceps are going to be the secondary muscle group that's working. But again, we're focused on here, but we're controlling in the back. So that's the reason why I like to get a feel for my back before I do any kind of pressing movement. Okay. Reduce the weight a little bit, so we can try to get 8 110s. And I would say, yes, there is a difference. When you have iron in your hands, it feels much more solid and complete, or compact, if you want to say that. Rubber, it's the same weight, but it does have a different feel to it. So I'm not saying that you won't get anything out of the rubber weights, but the iron is much different, much different. So last set here, and again, our mind is shooting for 10. Hey. Oh, yeah. I'll take that 9.5. All right. So now we're going to flat. And just because it's a different range of motion, we're going to go back down to 90s. And I'm just going to go shoot for 8 I think I'm going to keep these 110s out though, just because we're only going to do 2 sets here with the flat.
Hey Griffin, is there a strategy where you came from incline to flat? Because usually I go from flat to like incline.
With bodybuilding, when you're wanting to sculpt the body, you're going to want to work on any kind of weak points that you have. So first, before you go to something that is a strong point for you. So in bodybuilding, my chest is good, but it's not great. So great is actually getting the top part of the chest to match the bottom part. So that's what I'm doing right now. That's why I'm doing the incline first, to try to activate more of the fibers on the very top of the chest, connected to your clavicle, across to your sternum. And so just a little bit more activation there. Not to say that you can't get that on a flat, but just the isolation of the movement, a little bit more of the front part of the shoulder, and then also the top part of the chest. And that's the reason why we did the incline first today. So most of the time, whenever I come into the gym, in order to get the entire chest, I'm actually on a decline. There's no decline here at this gym to work the entire chest, but of course we have an incline, so I want to focus on that first. But yeah, anytime that you go into the gym, especially when you're bodybuilding, you want to do some kind of your weak points first, and then you can kind of work in your strong points. Even if you're not bodybuilding, people that come in and let's say they're 60, 70 years old, most of the time those individuals do not have a lot of movement within their hips, a lot of strength within their hips. So what we focus on first, whenever we come in to train, we're going to focus on hip strength and hip mobility, hip movement, because if they have a very, very strong curl, it doesn't make a difference if they can't walk correctly or they can't balance and stuff like that. So we want to focus on the weak points first and take most of the energy from the body in order to work on the weak points, and then we focus on other stuff. But this is just work your priorities no matter what you're doing, whether it's bodybuilding or just functional movement. If you had a basketball player, same thing. If there's something weak, if he's a strong dribbler but a weak passer, you work on your passes first. That way you can perfect that, and then you work on your dribbling afterwards. So just all a process of what is the most important to you. And that before you have to go to work. So and again, like I said a little earlier, and especially if you're a thinker, you'll understand what I'm saying. But again, like I said earlier, in order to see growth, there must be change. So that's why every single workout that you do, there must be some kind of change within it. Either a change in reps, your weight, your tempo. There must be some kind of change in order to have growth. The same thing in life too. If everything stays the same, there is no growth. And sometimes you go through a little bit of pain to get the growth, but it's all worth it at the end. It's all on how you take it. Last set, we're gonna go for 8 reps again with this weight, and then we're gonna go for a fly. And with the fly, I'm gonna go a little lighter than what I normally would, because I want to feel the muscle work. Right now, I'm feeling the muscle working pretty well, but I want to make sure that I'm gonna feel them working all the way through. I don't want to get so heavy with the weight that I lose contact with what I'm doing. Incline is next.
I like how you, I could see like the whole process and how you work with the heavyweight. Cause like some people, they don't know how to start off, like how to get it on their leg. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. And
I've never
everybody's.
worked with something that heavy. Like usually you could throw it up, but with you gotta like.
I gotta maneuver it.
Yeah, you gotta maneuver it.
It's a thought process in bringing the heavy weight up. You just can't just pull the weight up and just start going at it. You have to figure out exactly how to do it. So, like years ago, had the same kind of dumbbells and at my personal gym. And I'm used to working with a dumbbell with a thicker diameter bar. So my hands are big. And so I think I was working with the 140s with these kind of dumbbells. And they have a smaller diameter bar. So I go up, have the weight in my hands. I'm going to do a flat press, bring the 140 pounds up, and again, I'm not used to that smaller diameter bar, so my hands are not completely on the bar like I wanted to, and wind up losing control of the weight on my right side. So that set me back about 2 months. So, but again, I'm just trying to rush through a workout. So it's one thing to do. One thing you should never do is don't rush through your workout, because later down the line you will get injured. So take your time, take as much time as you need to, because really it's about your health. Whenever you're in here working out or outside of the gym, it's really about your health and about longevity, not about what you can do at that moment. Okay, it's about the next day becoming stronger. Heaviest I'm going to go, this is 60 pounds. I'm going to go for 10 reps. Tell you guys a little secret. So when I'm working with the fly, or basically with any bar, especially with the fly, I tend to shift the weight a little bit through my hands. And if you look, whenever I come down, I'm probably going to make the dumbbells as wide as I can with my wrist and with my hand. And as I come back in, I'm going to try to curl that dumbbell in a little bit. So kind of get a good feel for it. So just kind of watch my hands. My wrist will change position as I go through the range of motion. So right here I'm contracting. My knuckles are actually aimed out toward the side. As I come down, good stretch. I'm gonna do one more set here with this fly, and then we'll go for the easy stuff, machine fly. And then that'll be it for the workout. I might finish it out with some push-ups, but that'll be it for the workout. And even if they're not into bodybuilding, which 99% of my clients are not, I still do basically the same things. I teach them how to work with their body. I teach them how to move their body, not just through weights in the gym, but just through daily living. So picking up the dog, or bending down and getting dishes out of the dishwasher, simple things like that. And I get a person to focus on what muscle groups you're working at a certain time. And if I get them thinking about it in the gym, then hopefully I can get that person thinking about the same things outside of the gym to make them more functional throughout the day. So that's what I specialize in. One more. Again. Gotta paper towel real quick.
It seems
we'll be
like
there.
with that fly dumbbell workout, it requires like a lot of power to
Yeah.
maintain
The tension on it.
the tension on it. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's very easy to lose focus on what you're doing with that incline, because you can bring the weight up and the weight can be in your shoulders the entire time that you're up. But again, getting your mind in contact with the pecs, that's what you want to focus on, so you never let them go. And I tell my clients all the time, if we're working on a particular muscle group, until we're finished with that set, don't let the muscle go. Keep it on the entire time, because the second, and this is, in most cases, but the second you let the muscle go, it gets a chance to relax. And very rarely do we want the muscle to completely relax and then have to start all over again. So in order to create strength and power, we keep the muscle on the entire time rather than letting it rest. Now, there are certain situations where you do want the muscle to rest, or you would like to. When I do overhead presses, especially with the machine, I let the muscle, let the weights completely rest, but then I go right back into it. So it's more of explosive power. Squats, same thing. We're doing box squats. You're letting the muscles completely rest on the legs. But other than that, you're basically going to be keeping tension on the muscle the entire time. So we're going to do 2 sets here of the machine fly. That's it, man. That's a wrap. Whenever you leave the gym, leave no stone unturned. Get it done. You're only there for a certain amount of time. Make the most of it while you're there. And afterwards, carry on throughout your day and know that you've accomplished something before most people have. And most importantly, you've done something for yourself. That way you can take care of everyone else around you, all your friends, your family, your loved ones.